Welcome back to the channel, my friends. Warhammer Man Studios. I'm Warhammer Man, and today we're taking a look at the new box set. This video is sponsored by CMO Games. More on that later. So we have a new box set for 40K, LVO 2023. Vashtorr the Arkifane invades the Dark Angels' home turf. Vashtorr the Arkifane plans to tear the Imperium asunder. He has unleashed his Bale fleets upon the galaxy, gathering fragments of an arcane device known only as the Key. He has even launched a daring attack on the Rock. Yes, that Rock. The last remnant of Caliban, an impregnable, void-born fortress monastery, and the home of the Dark Angels. Wrath of the Soulforged King is a new battle box for Warhammer 40,000, which tells the story of Vashtorr's assault on the Rock in search of a powerful object that could complete his intricate plan. This set is your first chance to get the fantastic new models for Vashtorr and Azrael, who is fresh, if sore, from crossing the Rubicon Primaris. So gotta say, right off the bat, I'm never a big fan of them locking new stuff behind paywalls with these big boxes, but let's be real, that's just what Games Workshop does. So that aside, I think this box set looks great. So right off the bat, it's two new models in this box set. It's Vashtorr and Azrael. Vashtorr, obviously a monster, massive model. You can see the size comparison. So that is a decent amount of value right there, tied up with just those characters. After that, we see 10 Intercessors for the Dark Angels and definitely an upgrade sprue for the Dark Angels because that's where these bits are from. And then obviously the shoulder pads as well. And then we have some Deathwing Terminators / Knights. That's a really nice kit. Terminators are really strong in this meta, honestly. So the Dark Angel side is pretty nice. It's got a, 17 model count, including the Watcher. So it's a decent little force, either expansion or starter. That being said, 10 Intercessors. I honestly would prefer Games Workshop did like 5 and 5s of their squads. Like it would have been cool to see 5 Intercessors and 5 Assault Intercessors or Incursor / Infiltrators. I always prefer a little mix up over the 10-man units. I think if I was building this and I could swap out the Intercessors for whatever I wanted, I would either put a unit of Hellblasters or some Ravenwing bikes, something like that in here. As is now, I think the Dark Angel side is nice. Now on to Chaos. So obviously Vashtorr is super cool. Definitely going to be very, very popular. And it'll probably be sometime from when this box comes out to when you can get him individually. I do like the new sculpt on the Cultists. It's also 10 bodies, so that helps to fill out the Chaos side. And I know it's controversial with the Obliterators and the Venomcrawler, but when they were sold individually, it was like $110, I think, for the two Obliterators and the Venomcrawler. Prior to that, they were available in the Start Collecting box, which was less than $100 and came with a bunch of other stuff. So we know they're pricey. It's basically like two $55 or $60 kits. And the truth is, at this point in time, after seeing them reboxed again in this box set, I'm not sure that Games Workshop actually has a Venomcrawler or Obliterators. Like maybe in the works, but I don't think it's coming out anytime soon. And when they did offer them individually, after they were no longer available any other way, they sold out like crazy. So anybody that says that this isn't good because they're like repurposing those models, I honestly think that people still want those models. They're hard to get a hold of and fetch a premium. So in my opinion, I think the Chaos side is a really nice box set. I get it that it feels kind of like recycled, but honestly, Obliterators are good, Venomcrawlers are good, Cultists are good for some bodies, and Vashtorr is super cool as well. So I don't think I would change anything about the Chaos side. And it seems like they're kind of leaning in on like the sort of like body horror type thing. I'm not sure exactly what the story is with Vashtorr. Obviously, we're all kind of finding out. He strikes me as being like a little more like Dark Mechanicum and a little less like Chaos Space Marine. So I think they're kind of leaning in on like the demon engines and like the flesh and metal combined. So I think that's why they went this way on composition. But honestly, I think this is a really nice box set. I like when they do these team up boxes. And most of the units that are in these boxes are not just repeated left and right. And I think that has a huge appeal. It's been a long time since we saw Deathwing Terminators in a box. Obviously, we have two brand new characters that have never been in a box. And the Cultists are relatively new sculpt. And obviously, we talked about the Venomcrawler and Obliterators. And while they were in the Start Collecting for a long time, you don't really see them. And they definitely fetch a premium. So I think this is a really good box. I'm definitely a fan of it. This is one of the better 40K battle boxes we've seen in a long time. Now, price-wise, I don't even want to like speculate because I don't know what they're going to do with it. Lately, the 40K boxes have been like that 210 price point with Vashtorr, like giant monster in here and a new model, as well as Azrael, 2 special characters, and locked behind the paywall. I have a feeling this box is going to be more expensive. So we'll see if Games Workshop tries to test the waters and make this a little more pricey. Overall, though, I think it's a great box. Wrath of the Soulforged King. Very, very cool. I would definitely be picking this up. Vashtorr draws hordes of mortal worshippers with him to breach the fortress and its wards, alongside writhing demon engines empowered by the Soulforge that serves as the seat of his power. In the box, you'll get Vashtorr, 10 Cultists, 2 Obliterators, and a Venomcrawler. Yeah, so this is really nice. Definitely like this. I like the idea of like the Soulforge and all that. Super cool. Definitely a fan. The Cultists go nicely too. I don't know if it's just a paint job, but they really do go nicely. And now a quick message from this week's sponsor. This video is sponsored by CMOgames.com, where you can get 15% off most Games Workshop pre-orders, and they go live right at midnight Saturday mornings. CMOgames.com offers free shipping on orders over $25 in the US 48, and most orders ship within 24 hours. CMOgames.com has been selling Games Workshop products online for more than 20 years, and customer service is their top priority. CMOgames.com carries the full line of Games Workshop products, including 40K, Age of Sigmar, Kill Team, warcry, paints, hobbies, and tools. Visit CMOgames.com using the affiliate link in the description below so they know you heard about CMOgames.com from Warhammer Man Studios. Now, back to the video. Not one to let his chapter's secrets go lightly, Azrael has mustered the Dark Angels and rallied the defense. The set comes with Azrael himself, as well as 5 Deathwing Terminators and 10 Space Marine Intercessors, plus 2 Dark Angels Primaris upgrade sprues. Awesome, so they specifically say it's 2 Primaris upgrade sprues, which means it's going to give you enough shoulder pads for all 10 of your Intercessors. Azrael obviously looks awesome, and Deathwing Terminators are always nice. So definitely a big fan of this. I think this is a good place to start if you're going Dark Angels. I would have to double check the combat patrol and see what comes in that for Dark Angels. I hope it's not Intercessors. Okay, so I just double checked, and the Dark Angels combat patrol is 1 Primaris Chaplain, which is great. 3 Inceptors. They're obviously very good, even though the points did get rolled back a little bit. Redemptor Dreadnought. That is awesome. It does include 5 Primaris Intercessors and 2 Dark Angels Primaris upgrade sprues, as well as a Dark Angels transfer sheet. So whenever I look at these boxes, I always figure, what if you already bought the combat patrol? How would this mesh with it if you were splitting with a friend or just picking it up on your own? And honestly, my complaint about the 10 Intercessors just goes like double for having 15 Intercessors. Because you would basically have, if it wasn't for 10 Intercessors in this box, you would basically have a really nice force. Even without getting too crazy, if they would have just put in like 5 Hellblasters and then 5 Infiltrators, you would be set. You would have 1 each of a bunch of different units and a nice army. I don't think that running 15 regular Intercessors is pretty much ever going to happen, at least in a Dark Angels army. So that being said, it's definitely a little heavy on Intercessors if you already bought the combat patrol, but I think they mesh decent overall. The narrative of this box ties into the 3rd book in the Arks of Omen series, Arks of Omen's Vashtorr, which contains missions that will help you recreate this momentous battle. So we know the 1st book is Abaddon. I've been pretty impressed by that book overall, just like the art and the lore and everything. Very cool. Really excited for Angron and the World Eaters in the 2nd book. So that's all for winter. And then coming in spring is the 3rd book, Vashtorr, and then the 4th book is Ordo Zenith Redacted, which we would assume that that's going to be Commander Farsight. So I think he was the only model that we were kind of expecting to get previewed that we didn't, but we do know for sure that Farsight is coming. So I think the speculation that that's going to be the main focus of the book makes a lot of sense. So yeah, very cool, very exciting. I like this box. I think honestly, just to nitpick, if I was going to change one thing, I would just cut down on the Intercessors and swap in something different. But overall, big fan of the art, big fan of the composition. And I know there's a lot of negativity focused around some of this new stuff, but I really like it. I'm super impressed. I'm definitely going to be picking this up when it comes out. It's been a long time since I've had a full like Chaos army or Dark Angels army. So I wonder if this will be the start of something new. And with Armor of Contempt going away, I think Terminators are only going to be getting better as far as Marines are concerned. So Very nice box. Let me know what you guys think. Always like to hear your opinions. Special thanks to CMO Games for sponsoring this video. Check them out to save 15%. Link in the description. That's it for today. Warhammer Man Studios. I'm Warhammer Man, and I am definitely picking this up. And I'm out of here.